Hey everybody, welcome to the 15th installment of Tokyo Swan. This is a special episode for me. Last week saw me shopping with the ladies for shoes and clothes and stuff, but this week takes me back to my roots. And I'm back to where it all began in the first episode, actually. It's my return to Akihabara. I was on a quest to find some old import games, and I have to say it was a success. So I hope you enjoy the video, and here we go. When I'm in Akihabara, I always have to go to the arcades. Not so much for the games, like I'll play DDR on occasion, but for the claw machines, or the UFO catchers as they're called here. Now, you might be familiar with these in America or elsewhere in the world, where it's just a couple dolls or whatever and the claw gets it and that's it. But here in Japan, the machines are so much more advanced and there's so much more you can win. There's figures and toys and giant dolls and small dolls and everything in between. Like, it's pretty amazing the stuff that they put in these machines. So yeah, I do recommend that you give that a look when you're in the area. While Akihabara also serves its purpose for being a great place to shop for anime and manga related goods, I happen to go there because I love the retro game stores. Now there's quite a few current game stores that are going to sell like the Wii, PS3, Xbox 360, whatever, but I'm not really into the new stuff as much as I am the older stuff. The newest I'll go is Dreamcast for the most part. I think that's actually my favorite system, but that's just nerd talk. Anyways, yeah, I'm more of a fan of like the Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, Super Nintendo, you know, regular Nintendo, all that good stuff, and thankfully there's so many good stores here that have just walls and walls of these games. Even now, even still, as I'm here, I still love just walking into these stores and just seeing just a massive amount of all these old classic games and all these games that were never released in the States. It's so much fun. So yeah, and some of the stores have some good prices, some of them not so much, so you really have to look around. You can find one game for like $2 here, and you just go down the street and it might be like 20. So it's half the fun, I think, is actually in the chase and in the hunt for the games. And yeah, I had a really good time. I was looking for some Christmas presents for my little brothers, some games, and I did find some today at the Super Potato Store, which is my favorite import game store here. Just a load of retro games. The prices are okay. They're not the best in Akihabara, but the selection is quite nice, and the vibe. They're playing like old school video game music. There's just all these games. It's such a good vibe. I love it. So yeah, it's my favorite store. With so many different side streets and so many buildings and stores on top of stores on top of stores, it's easy to get overwhelmed at first when you're in Akiba, as it's commonly known, the shorter version of the name. But there's just so much there. you've also got to be careful because there are some seedy stores here as well. And by seedy stores, I mean adults only. You might be walking along the street and perhaps you'll come across a store that has Mario and Pac-Man on it. You think, cool. Right next door, there might be one that's not really Mario and Pac-Man. And sometimes it's kind of weird where you'll find them. I was in an arcade once, and there's a basement. You've really got to be careful about the basements in Akiba. You'd think, well, there's an arcade here. The basement must be more games, maybe. Nope. Nope. So what's my favorite thing to buy in Akiba? Well, when I go, I love searching out the giant Dreamcast games. Giant Dreamcast games? What are those? Well, let me show you. Here we have a normal-sized Dreamcast game. And this is actually a pretty good game, too. And here we have a giant Dreamcast game. And these ones are like special edition ones, and they usually come with neat goodies. And this one came with a pink Dreamcast keyboard. So when you are typing on the internet on your Dreamcast, you will be ballin'. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Tokyo Swan, my return trip to Akihabara. It's one of my favorite places. I go there on a fairly consistent basis, and it's the Christmas season right now, so it's a good shopping time, and this is my favorite place to shop. So hopefully everybody out there in YouTube land, if you want to go there one day, I really hope you get the chance. It's such an amazing place. If you're into the technology and the anime and the video games, then this is where you need to be at least once in your life. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed the episode, and as always, we'll see you next time.